All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are here for the 1v1
What is this?
between FY and Yang. It isn't what we What is this? Jug vs Shadow Demon is apparently the we're seeing here today. Seems pretty.
Yeah, it seems very fair. See, I don't speak Chinese, and I honestly don't know where exactly on. I assume it's Weibo that these sort of things are voted on. But it's normally like the teams choose who's playing, and then the public chooses which hero one of the players is playing. I don't know exactly how it works, but essentially you get these sort of odd matchups like the Shadow Demon v Juggernaut in the mid lane. So, for anyone that is just tuning in, I'll just go over how this all works. So, it's standard 1v1 mid matchup, and the winner gets his team the pick choice priority. So basically, he gets to choose if he wants first or second pick, or if he wants Radiant or Dire side, which a lot of teams go for that pick priority as the main one they go for there. And essentially, first to get 2 kills wins, or if you destroy a tower. And if the game doesn't end in 10 minutes, the winner is decided by first and foremost the kill score, then net worth. If net worth is dead even, then it goes to last hits, then it goes to denies, and if somehow it's all even after all of that, then they toss a coin. So I think it's incredibly rare that we'll get that, but we'll see. I don't think you can pick up runes, and you can't jungle. But I think raindrops are allowed, or at least it was in the CDA league. I'm not sure about the the DPL-CDA league.
I'm sure it'll be the same. Like, they've just merged the leagues, essentially. I'm pretty sure they'll be exactly the same as they were. Matchups, however, so fair point, like that FY is a position 4 player and, Yang is a position 3. But Jug vs Shadow Demon, I don't know how Yang wins this matchup. Like, maybe with Shadow Poison spam?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. That's what you need. Although he's gone level 1 disruption for himself. So just trying to get some harass onto FY, maybe mind gaming him a bit, expecting that, okay, well, FY is going to use a lot of his net worth, at least to start off, on a magic stick, which he's right. And so not wanting to get these sort of things where he'll be spamming stuff out.
FY is definitely not very used to playing a core hero, though. So the question whether he can actually really maximize is he doesn't actually eat a tango and punch.
So he's going to disrupt, secure that range. Yeah, he's playing it well. But this is not the kind of matchup that you see every day, that's for sure.
I gotta say, I do love the fact that they've done this though. Like, they force a 1v1 with community votes to see who gets the choice to choose first pick or whatever. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's something a little bit different. Variety is the spice of life, as they say.
At what point do you think FY just spins on Yang? Like, level 3? Do we just spin on Yang? Just say screw it?
Well, you just need to bait out the disruption as well. You could do it after that, essentially. Or you might want to be saving, dodge a lot of those shadow poison damage.
Oh, Yang.
Going.
Doesn't commit soul catch, and he holds on. Surprisingly enough, Yang is doing very well in terms of last hits, considering his matchup. He's very even, 6-3 for now, make it 7-3.
Yeah. But when you think about it, right, it is arranged against a melee hero. You do need farm to do things as Juggernaut, and you do have the disruption to be able to just run away from any sort of Juggernaut queue. So, at least very early on, it should be Shadow Demon favored. We'll see if FY is able to secure these last hits out of the lane.
Yang is being very disrupted with disruption. Hasn't opted to use Soul Catcher yet, just holding out on that. Is going for multiple null talismans, which I suppose is very standard in a 1v1 matchup, where FY went for the wand Quelling Blade and just keeps bringing out tangos. Two very, very different kinds of builds here. FY is going to go for the spin now. Yang does have disruption anyway, so he'll be fine.
I think FY was just tired of getting disrupted and then denied or everything else by Yang here.
the healing ward as well, so you got to consider that is going to be on cooldown for a while.
And you don't want to lose it as well. Gives a good amount of gold, and every little what cent counts in it.
Oh, poor old Yang. Disruption again, trying to get that range creep deny, and he does get it. Very nice.
It's just very slight experience lead here on Yang as well, which is going to be really handy to build up that. Actually, he's maxing out disruption. Nothing in the shadow poison.
No, he doesn't
so
want
just
it.
go up with this right click build.
I guess the problem is FY could always spin the shadow poison off, right? So there's like no real point to it.
Yeah. And then you've also got your ultimate eventually, where you're level 6, and it does go through the ultimate, the spin on the Juggernaut. But it's going to be a good amount of damage. And he's just biding his time and going for that quick burst at the very end. So expect to see him continue to level up the soul catcher, I reckon.
FY though, like with the Omni Slash as well, like he's really going to be careful about that disruption timing. As soon as disruption's down, he can go for the Omni Spin. And he's already got a Mango prepping for it, it seems. He's ready to go. Yang, and they're both just waiting for that 6 mark, and we should see fireworks once that hits. Should mention as well, in case the viewers weren't aware, FY is ahead in last hit so far. 3, which is to be expected. It is a jug.
Okay, so he's actually leveling up the disruption, just continuing to harass out FY, wanting him to use all of his gold that he's got on region items.
Wow.
Further down the net worth chart.
I'm starting to question whether going for the level and crit was a mistake from FY, because those illusions critting him do a lot of damage.
And as well, it makes it not quite as reliable for any sort of last hit battle in the mid lane. Always just want consistency.
As FY screwed himself over.
Nearly level 6 as well on this disruptor, so I need to be mindful of that. And you can see FY is taking a few hits here.
Oof, those crits, they really, really hurt. He's only got 1 Wraith Band as well. He's not exactly very tanky. He will stuff up.
Just like that, Yang's taken a bit of a lead in terms of the net worth once again. Wonder if they'll apply out another Observer Ward for both of them.
There's the spin. Nice glitch coming up from Yang, though.
This is not good. He's going to hit his level 6 very shortly. 1 crit needs to die.
No, he may not even need it. He's going to make the chase. Yeah, there it is. 6 comes out. FY forces the TP out. I don't think it's enough.
Dead.
He's going to die in base.
No, maybe not. Oh, he was on like 5 HP in base.
Well, as a smoke, needs to get back to the lane quick. But, you know, in these 1v1 matchups, like, Yang's going to have a 2-level advantage by the time he's back. That's borderline GG, right? Like, it's... Whoa.
It's pretty significant. And he was standing outside the fountain, but wasn't getting the regen either. So, a little bit questionable for him. I'm really liking the way Yang's playing this.
Double Observer Wards as well. Just, I don't know why you put them in those positions, but he's put them there.
And they're in a perfect horizontal line, so when the arrow on the minimap is looking down, it kind of looks like a face, which is what I'm playing for, you know?
Man, really just did. You know, the community probably thought when they chose Shadow Demon to Juggernaut, they thought there's no chance Yang wins this.
So he's gone for
Flash
it.
comes out, just, yeah, it does nothing.
Got no damage. Wonder if it'll ever get to the point where FY is just going to GG out.
I hope not. But he has only got about 3 minutes now. He's going to be a bit more aggressive than this.
He's in a rough spot right now. Oh, maybe not. Doesn't have the mana to get the full combo off, I suppose.
There
we go.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't the most explosive 1v1, but, you know, Yang got the advantage. FY is not a core player. But you can kind of tell he's not exactly used to playing Jug, that's for sure.
5 seconds remaining. PSG.LGD's turn to ban.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are here for our second series of the night between PSG.LGD and Vici Gaming. It is MLP Dota and Danog Dota. Danog,
Vici Gaming's turn to ban.
I think this will be the much closer matchup. I'm going to ask you, sir, how you feel?
I'm feeling hyped, you know? LGD versus Vici Gaming, two of the juggernauts of Chinese Dota. Did go to 3 games in the previous series, but I think, you know, like you said, this is going to be fought tooth and nail from beginning to end.
I'm curious as well, because I haven't watched these two teams for a while. Do you know who'd be the favorites in this series?
I honestly think you can throw a blanket over either of them. They're dead even. Like, obviously we've seen when the TPC was a thing, Vici Gaming have a bit more success with that, LGD having trouble even getting to the qualifier stage, but in a lot of these particularly specific Chinese region tournaments, LGD might have a very slight edge, just very, very minor.
Right. I suppose back when the DPC was a thing, there was as well PSG.LGD, they were just trying to find a position 1 player in all of that. Eventually settling on Old 11. I believe they went through Arjit. Was there somebody else they went through as well?
Army. They brought back Army briefly.
Well, there you have it. Now just settling on Old 11. And he seems to be doing the job they require. So we are at this point now where LGD aren't really the same team as they were in those DPC events back then. The good old days. You ever think when it's gonna be back, DPC? Like are we gonna have TI down? Is it gonna happen?
I hope so, because I've already got flights from Melbourne to Stockholm booked. So might need to call up the company and start talking about that soon. But we'll see. I think, I hope it does. It does happen. It'll probably be in a crowd, which is a shame. But I think next season, I mean, the good thing is with the way that they're structuring next season, right, is that you don't need to worry about live tournament, at least until that first major. You know, it is all done online in the lead up to it, which is good, I suppose. It buys Valve a little bit more time. True. There's so many variables in place, though, right? How individual countries respond to things. If you've got a player, just going to use Puppy as an example. If Estonia's response is horrible to it, then suddenly, Puppy has to go somewhere else for the foreseeable future until, you know, he's actually able to travel. I don't know. It's a weird sort of scenario to be in. Waters.
Well, we'll forget about that for now. The draft has begun, and ironically enough, LGD picked up a Shadow Demon. What FY just lost to in that 1v1 matchup, and well, I guess I could see why. Why not?
I mean, it's just a really solid hero, regardless. I think I was watching. Was it Enigma v Liquid last night? I was up until all hours of the morning, and they played a position 4 Shadow Demon, and eventually he got Ags, and he got the talent adds 500 damage to his purge. So he just used 3 charges of it onto like even their core, and it just does 3,000 pure damage, and there's not much you can do about it.
Okay, that was the thing. See, I've been sitting here wondering why teams keep picking up position 4 Shadow Demons. And I guess now you've explained it. If you do get to that point where you get the Ags and that talent, that is a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, you can just delete a hero. The one downside is that the refresh on the charges that it has is a minute, and there's no way that you can adjust that. So it's literally 3 minutes between getting off that full combo every single time.
Right. So it's basically like a black hole, essentially, in terms of cooldown. But you delete a hero, essentially. Well, that's fine. See, it still seems pretty broke, you know, later stages of the game. Could just assign a game for you, I guess. So we'll see how it all does pan out. Vici Gaming, they go for a Lich Centaur War Runner. Very standard opening from Vici, I'd say.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I would say so. I think Shadow Demon as well, it's not just all in on this crazy combo either. It's just really good against a lot of things. You know, purging stuff is always amazing, right? You can purge off Frost Shield, you can purge off Retaliate, it eliminates heroes, like not that it's the strongest hero, and sorry Slacks for even mentioning her, but Windrunner becomes completely useless. Windrun, you just can't do anything. So yeah, it's really solid.
Yeah, that Windrunner, but I love that video. I mean, it really is a game-losing hero. They call it Wind Ranger now, right?
I've been playing a bit of Classic WoW lately, so it's
right.
I'm getting my old Warcraft style vibes.
Fair enough. Well, LGD, they go into the second pick, Nyx Assassin, so now we know it should be a position 5 Shadow Demon we're seeing. I doubt that we'll see the POS 5 Nyx Assassin. So FY Nyx Assassin seems pretty good. Been a very popular support as of late as well, even considering it did receive those nerfs to Impale.
Yeah, I think it's just a solid hero altogether, and it is one of those heroes that blocks off certain styles of heroes that Vici are able to pick up just solely because of your Spike Carapace. Suddenly M Spirit, you're really wary about picking it up. You're wary about going things like Belina, the things that easily see the lead up to the damage coming through. And it's still reasonably effective against this Lich and the Centaur as well.
Well, Vici Gaming, they'll take another very powerful POS for another Tusk, which has really made a comeback as of late. Like it just seems so often now that we're seeing Tusks being picked up, and especially with the Centaur lane, like being snowball shards and get tag team off with a Centaur of all things. It's like it's impossible to lane against it.
And this Lich as well, like if you ever do a rotation, there's just so many slows and there's no way you're getting away. Can delay the inevitable with a Shadow Demon, but yeah, it's a death sentence for basically any hero on the map.
I wonder what LGD do go for as their pod. Oh, here we go. So here's the thing. I don't understand what the point of these gyrocopters are anymore. Is this not a dead hero yet, Danon?
I don't think so. You've got a lot more team fight potential, right? In that you can turn around fights a lot easier with your cooldown now that it does increase damage. Of course, counter to that is the fact that it has a much longer cooldown. And when you're going up against these heroes like the Lich, the Centaur, and the Tusk, it's nice to have the ultimate on the Lich and the Centaur, but it's not necessary to be able to get these pickoffs. So you do have these windows of opportunity for Vici to start to punish the fact that Gyro does have double the cooldown on his ultimate now. And then on top of that, they go for the Morphling, which was one of the first real counters to the Gyro, just being able to morph into it, use the Flak Cannon, and dish out a ton of damage.
Yeah, it becomes really problematic now because you've just amped up this Morphling. As far as LGD goes, they haven't really got a counter towards that Morphling. They do get the Nature's Prophet, so now you've got some great global presence with that Nyx Assassin Prophet, which is very nice indeed. But assuming Vici Gaming can protect this Morphling, how do you stop it now?
Even go in the Vessel. Nyx doesn't really want.
10 seconds remaining.
Guess the Prophet can, maybe?
Or whoever they're looking at mid, perhaps. But I can't think of many heroes. Maybe they pick up an Ember, but it's not enough really to put down this Morphling, at least in my eyes. Shadow Demon's nice, I suppose, against a Morphling. The Soul Catcher, even if you're strength morphed, damage in that fashion.
That is true. That is very, very true. What did you do go for their final pickup? I mean, I guess with the Soul Catcher on top of something else, on top of a Spirit Vessel Carrier, perhaps you do have the control you need for that Morphling. Vici, they do have one ban left before they go into the next stage of the draft. These last picks, and we haven't really seen anyone pick up a mid-core yet. I can only wonder what LGD is thinking though. Like, what do you match up with a gyrocopter?
I mean, there's going to be a lot of... It has to be a space creator, like a tempo controller, something that's running at Vici Gaming, because Prophet, he takes up a lot of farm on the map. Same with Gyrocopter. I'm sure they'll be using the Shadow Demon as well to stack multiple camps to really speed up the timing on this Gyro too. So you need a hero in the mid lane for LGD that's going to be able to make a lot of stuff happen while not needing all too much. Maybe a Kunkka might be alright. He can build the Spirit Vessel after getting a couple of braces. Maybe plays it really well. It's a possibility.
The Kunkka was the first thing that did come to my mind. Gotta say, by the way, I love the Kunkka Ags, the Torrent Storm. It seems kind of ridiculous.
The Sharknado.
The Sharknado, right? LGD. One ban for them. We did see Vici. They actually got rid of the OD, and that wasn't exactly the space creator we were thinking about. He's not really a space creator per se, but Vici just not wanting to deal with it. That may kind of indicate what Vici want to run mid. But who struggles against OD a lot?
I mean, Troll.
Right.
They've got their last pick, though, so they're not in any danger of being countered. And it has to be we wanted this. So Yang won the 1v1 matchup against FY, and they chose second pick. So they wanted to be able to round out their draft here. They're not valuing that first pick in the entire draft quite as much as LGD. And I think it was the opposite in the last series. All 3 times, the team that had priority went fourth. So we'll see how it works out for them.
A lot of pressure on LGD.
10 seconds remaining.
Brought up the Kunkka. Does seem like it's a good fit here.
5 seconds remaining.
They burned out the Huskar, so not wanting to get harassed, perhaps.
Gaming's
Lane.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
Void's
Build a vessel, and it's a lot of damage through. Like there's some burst damage there. You don't need a ton of farm. A lot of your damage is level based, and you're not going to be punished by things like the Frost Shield. TA, it's a pretty rough matchup for the Void Spirit. No ways of just dealing burst damage to get rid of those refraction charges. I'm liking Vici's lineup here.
I agree. I don't see ways of dealing with the TA. The Morphling, sure, but you're going to need that vessel up, and even then, it's still going to be hard. And laning-wise, like, you look at that Centaur Tusk, we talked about it, you don't really win a lane against those two. I don't know how PSG.LGD even get online here to really be able to fight back up against what Vici's bringing.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how LGD actually go about their lane setups as well. The value of being able to maybe even just for a short period of time leave this Nature's Prophet on his own so that you can get that imbalance in other lanes when he does eventually TP through and get the gank off. But I suppose one thing that they do need to be very mindful of is pre-BKB on this Morphling. If you morph into the Gyro and start using the Flat Cannon, FY can then use the Spike Carapace to try and lock you down, even just for a brief moment. That gives you that small little window that you need to try and turn things around. So it'll be on the supports then of Vici to be able to protect him and make sure that even if he does overextend a little bit, that he's not going to be punished too harshly.
Right. Well, the game should be starting very soon. I'm quite intrigued to see where this game leads us to. Yep. GD, can they hold out and get the lead? I don't know. It seems like a lot of pressure on maybe on that Void Spirit, or rather Somnus, to really set his team up. But up against the TA, I just don't know how you do it.
Okay. So it was LGD actually winning it 2-0.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I could see that happening, just not with this kind of draft.
Prepare for battle.
So the only two heroes in common out of the entire game were TA and the Rubik on Vici. Completely different lineup. LGD they had in their first map, and game number 2 they had the Nyx Morphling, and that's it. So only 4 heroes out of 20 are the same that were played in their most recent series against each other.
30
Well, that's pretty
seconds to
interesting.
go.
Speaking of interesting, X-Nova, he's going to get a disruption off here, which will set FY up for a nice impale. They are going after a Centaur, but a very nice Aether Remnant from Maybe, and that should be enough to take down Yang. They will give it over to the Void Spirit. Great start for LGD.
And that's what we were lacking in the last series. Where were the tips? That's what I wanted to say.
Very true. Very, very true. Where were the tips in that last series? Who knows? PYW going to be able to pick up his bounty rune. They will get Eurus a bounty rune as well on the Morphling.
Two. We're seeing this a lot more commonly. Yeah. The boots on both of the position fours, they're going to clash a little bit here. But FY just shrugs it off and walks away.
It's got great regen on the Nyx assassin. Like it's so hard to harass out a Nyx with this kind of base regen that he has.
It enables you for staying out a lot longer. Might even buy up a couple of mangoes, just increase that regen even further.
FY gonna have to fight now with tag team up on PYW. We'll throw out an impale. I bet they'll just reset. Like
Oh.
Has been killed.
Chase
Trying to snipe this courier. Lane a little bit. Half of it's pretty value.
Yeah. Grab him. PYW not gonna really let him go with taking some serious punishment though. But now his own creep blocked him up, so FY's gonna get up with it.
Yeah. Nice job by FY as well, making sure that that creep camp was being body blocked, so there's not going to be any stacking going on. And now pre-level 3, you want to make sure that you're harassing as much as possible, forcing him to last hit underneath the tower.
I'm kind of intrigued as well. They didn't really run the Tusk Centaur in the bot lane, but rather they choose DY and Yang on the Lich Centaur. I guess it's still effective with Frost Shield once you do have it up to land a nice 2-stomp for yourself.
I guess it doesn't really have the saving potential though. With it, a lot of the damage abilities lineup is magic. Frost Shield only physical blocks against.
PYW could always make those rotations anyway. Like, it seems like he's just trying to give the best start possible to Eurus first. Well, Eurus is having a very nice time, but his equilibrium with the creep wave may be kind of screwed over now, as they have changed it up quite a bit thanks to F1 that pull. Yeah, he's gonna force the farm very close to the enemy tier 1.
Nicely done there. Mid lane going pretty well for Somnus, it has to be said. Taking a small lead over Ori, but I feel like Ori's going to be able to come back now that he's hit on to his level 3.
Definitely should be able to, right? Like, level 2 refraction. Somnus still trying to apply that pressure. Well, he'll keep up with the last hits. Aether Remnant even being thrown out as the refraction will roar off, but will be to no good.
That's a fancy looking courier that Chalice has, just walking back through the Radiant Jungle.
That is nice, isn't it? What is that?
Probably some extremely rare ultra immortal.
Why is it always the pro players that have those?
When you got fans, they just send you stuff, you know?
True. I always thought Valve would just give it to them for free, kind of thing, but
Come on.
yeah, I thought about it, like, well, it's Valve. I don't know about that. PYW still fighting around with FY. Bot lane, however, they are getting a little bit aggressive. DY with the Frost Shield. But it does seem as though Yang just wants to farm in peace on the Centaur. Doesn't really want to make too many aggressive moves right now. X-Novash doing a lot of damage with those Shadow Poisons.
Doesn't even have any magic stick right now here on Yang, just relying on the Ring of Health and the regen, and eventually he's going to finish up that hood.
There's a lot of value in that stick, though. Guess he just doesn't care for it. X-Nova really taking advantage of that as he tries to go for a pull, won't really make it. Mid lane. FY shows up against Ori, but doesn't really find the angle for an impale, so we'll just kind of back out.
Left top, just alone for now. 11 having to TP back. He's going to TP straight into this lane. Needs to be a little careful though.
Yeah, PYW, he has Snowball if he needs it. Old 11 just going to run, and they won't actually dive for it. They'll just leave him be. Old 11 gets a nice little auto attack in on the way out. Looks like FY again going to just run back up top as the Nyx assassin. And so not really... all these kind of rotations happening aren't really amounting to anything from any lane. And again, we see the same thing at the start of the game where FY and PYW meet up, hit each other for a bit. This time they'll get batterings for themselves.
X-Nova again doing a lot of damage to Yang. 500 with all those Shadow Poison stacks.
But he's just healing through it. Just 19.5 reach with Tango active.
Alright, here we go.
Solver.
Disruption. Gets away.
Bot lane, I can't say the same for Yang, or maybe Yang, he's going to move forward. X-Nova falls low on the Shadow Demon. But again, they just play very cautiously. Neither team's really able to finish off each other. They're just happy to farm.
And neither team is playing like really excellently or poorly. That's the thing. Like, it's just very much a stalemate. In the first game that we cast today, I felt like CDC were really impressing me with how they were going about things. And even though there were only like 4 kills in the first 10 or so minutes, it just felt like there was a ton happening around the map and they were doing things really well. But this time around a little different. Although mid lane, I'm looking to go here on Tori.
Somnus, nice Aether Emerald, but Ori just hit so hard. Way too scary for Somnus to make that jump. Well, at least Ori out of mana now, just gonna have to keep farming up. But we do see more rotations now. X-Nova shows his face. But they pop a haste. Well, his haste does wear off. Ori gonna get jumped here. Astral Step with the Aether Emerald locking him down. FY, can you get an Impale? Well, of course you can. It was all set up, and he actually finds a double Impale. TY as he TP's in. Do they want to go for the Lich now? They do have Astral Step and they do have a Remnant. The Remnant doesn't connect, and that should be the end of that. Somnus will not dive any deeper.
It was a good attempt and worth the extra commitment onto it, making sure that these creeps are getting hit by the tower as well, denying them as much as they can, but good presence of mind by DY to make sure that experience doesn't go completely unobtained.
Well, maybe bot lane Yang could be in trouble. Homing Missile does already connect, but he's got 4 heroes surrounding him. X-Nova will get the disruption off, and FY won't even need to impale. The Aether Remnant from Somnus is more than enough.
Nice job this year by LGD, making the early rotations count. Taking, what we said, a little bit of a net worth lead, especially in its mid lane. Been played really well here by Maybe. Looking to get aggressive as well. He realizes that he's got that slight lead, a bit behind in the levels just because he's been out of the lane for a little while. Try to make something happen, pick off the TA while she was taking some of these camps.
She won't find Somnus rather won't find him. Well, FY could be in trouble. He will run straight into PYW. He gets a very nice shards off. But pursuing any further. Well, it's going to be a 3-0, but bot lane, Somnus is still rotating. He has a double damage rune now. He wants to try onto Yang. Astral Step.
He's been out of this lane for a long time.
Yeah, Aether connects, but now a lot of rotations onto Somnus, who will Astral Step away, but the Snowball's going to come in, and he's in big trouble. Disruption's there on the task, but Somnus dies anyway. Now, old 11 rotates down as the Nature's Prop. But it won't matter. Just a weird rotation to try and go for the central of all things.
Yeah, huge loss for them. Rage caught underneath the tower, tanking some hits, but he's happy to get all of this experience. While it feels like it's been like nearly a minute and a half where he's been sitting just below this level 7 mark on the Wind Spirit.
PYW sharp fly through trying to get FY. Somnus does finally return back into that mid lane. But you talked about it, like he's out leveled now by about 1.5 levels from Ori. This TA has been farming very decently, though he is still fairly behind that Void Spirit. So Somnus somehow maintained his net worth, even though he is walking across the map constantly.
Yeah. Find out this CDA.
Disruption. X-Nova gonna be there. Now Ori, he gets a stampede. He does place a trap as PYW gonna run through. I'm not sure what the play is here. They're putting DY as well as Zack now. Everyone trying this team fight. Maybe misses the remnant. All of them being very low as a big man. Who's coming out from Yang. Now the call out from Chalice. Cleaning up, but it's not enough. All the teammates have just fallen. He's by himself now as maybe jumps back to this team fight. But Rocket Barrage, not going to be enough. Yang, he picks up a triple kill.
The Yang gang just too strong. That's all it is.
He got a 3-man hoop stomp and all that. Like, it was just... Now Ori. Fine Somnus. Astral Step is available. He should be fine. He wants to just hold on to it though, as Ori's just beating into him. And now the snowball going to fly through. They will eventually force him to use it. It's FY now. Bender up. Uses it onto the TA. Refraction though, so it deals no damage. Now Chalice gonna move in. It's just a complete just a brawl in this mid lane. Neither team wanting to back out. But saving the TA, or maybe it doesn't. Eighth Remnant is going to be there to connect it now. Ori does go down. PYW going to be the next target, maybe, or perhaps he's the target. He does try and avoid the snowball. It eventually connects, but PYW does die to the Remnant of Somnus. What is happening?
Some questionable Dota is all you have to say. Like, just standing too fast, far past their welcome.
What a Remnant. Yang getting caught out. He was underneath an observer ward, but it was his own ward. I don't believe they actually saw him.
The thing is, there is a purpose to all of this attention being focused towards the mid lane as opposed to the Morph lane, but it just feels unnecessary. The how deep they're putting themselves.
I'd agree. But
that's the thing with Dota. Like, at this level, especially with two teams of this caliber, they're not going to be just giving things up free, basically. Like, you're just going to be able to sit in a lane and farm. There needs to be a trade-off that comes with that. It's just about minimizing downsides of that trade-off. And
Vendetta. Sentry has the drop, but he will run out of range. No dust. They'll place another sentry. He does get gazed now with the snowball. Spike Carapace going to be there. FY still trying to run, but Shards mid. But that's 4 heroes' time he just used up to really.
You can see starting to come back now with Somnus. Put himself in a positive spot again. He's going for this Blade Mail build, which I really do like, especially if you're going this style of being that frontliner, being that space creator. It acts as kind of a pseudo taunt because you want to kill him when he's going in really deep, but then you're able to turn it around and actually dish out even more damage, especially when you've got a Shadow Demon on your side. So you can, if they go in onto you and you're getting too low, just get that save off.
Really start to see the effect of what LGD have done as well. Vici just sticking us 4 in their own triangle, just making sure they don't get dived again. And speaking of diving, LGD, they smoke up. Ready to go once again. They're not done. No Vendetta up on FY, but they don't seem to care everywhere anyway. And it looks like they are going to run into Yang. Things come out. FY spots him. Prophet, TP, he's a treatment, old 11, can't actually get Sprout off in time, but it doesn't matter. Somnus is the one to initiate. TP's in from PYW, but he's been disrupted up and he should just die here. Sprout, he has Snowball.
Space created.
Connects the 8th Remnant. Snowball will come out. Do you think this is actually space? Like, you've lost 2 heroes for that, but I guess Eurus is still free farming? That's the idea here?
Yeah, that is the idea. They got X-Nova with that Walrus punch right at the end there. And with the glyph on the tower, it might have, if it chose to attack him, taken him out. DY, nicely done. Be able to repel this up. I think it's worth it. Like, it's a lot of attention taken off them, and when you think about the odd team fights that they took, it's really just about Ori and...
what a bait. X-Nova baiting them in. Stampede there. Is it going to be enough? Chalice, rocket barraging, or maybe it wasn't a bait. Beachy, they win up the team fight quite easily. And
that's the thing, you know, you just need that time to pick up the things like the Yasha, for example. And suddenly Eurus is a lot more effective. We can see there he was able to get off the morph, so he's going to be farming up really easily.
I mean, this kind of like aggression that we've been seeing from LGD, do you think it's the fact that they may have been outdrafted a little bit? Because it just doesn't make sense to just push this far forward. But when you look at VG draft, because they have the Morphling and the TA, perhaps LGD just don't think they're going to be able to go up against these heroes later on.
I think they can go aggressive just because of the style that they've gone, their item builds, you know, going into this Urn of Shadows, you want to be getting kills. With a Void Spirit, you know, you have these big power spikes around this level 10 mark. Gyrocopter as well, very, very strong, even though he's a bit less brawly, a bit more farm oriented. Still very capable of taking these team fights. Yeah, I don't mind it. I think it's just a case of maybe overstaying their welcome a little bit.
Okay. Well, Somnus now, he does have the Blade Mail up, so maybe we see even more coming out from LGD. Ichi Gaming has proved they're not to be messed with right now, and Eurus is just going straight to a BKB up next on the Morph thing, so he really just knows if they're going to keep being aggressive like this, I may as well be prepared with an early BKB timing. And Lich getting caught. Disruption is going to be there onto DY, though Warren's punching now. The Chain Frost bounces down onto FY, which is rather unfortunate. Old 11 does go down as well as DY. Now a snowball back into FY. They stampede dust and just run the hell away.
Yeah, I'm really liking that combo that came out of Vici there, making sure that you got the shotgun blast off, you're able to take out the Nature's Prophet, and then the snowball comes after he starts morphing back into strength. So even if they were to follow up on him afterwards, it's not going to have too huge of an effect.
PYW may have overstayed his welcome, though. Does eventually get caught out by FY and Somnus. And, well, they found something for their trouble, I suppose. In that time, Yang has picked up a Blink Dagger now on the Centaur. So we do see an immediate smoke coming out from VG Gaming.
We do. And maybe catch out Chalice here, who's farming in the mid lane, and he's getting a lot closer to his Aghanim Scepter. So what he's going to go afterwards? Is he going to focus damage? Is he going to sustaining himself? Whether it be the Maelstrom or some sort of lifesteal.
They're going to avoid Chalice for now. DY, he's smoked. Does break Chalice. He spots this out. Yang behind. Cooldown is going to be there. Yeah, it is. He jumps into the cooldown and doesn't get the hoof stop he wanted. Old 11 jumps in. Vessel is up on the Prophet now, so they can definitely burst down the Centaur. And Yang, he will end up eventually dying as DY also goes down, and now the Remnant didn't really connect on Ori. He tried to outrun them, but that Vessel taking him away. Now Eurus is also there, but you can't afford to fight this right now, so he just wants to run. Morphs into the Void Spirit and avoids all the damage. They found the TA.
Really odd team fight there by Michi Gaming. You knew that they you didn't have too much vision. Like, this Observer Ward is nice, but at nighttime you want much more than that. And you knew that the Gyrocopter had just used his ultimate, so it's 90 seconds where you don't have it. Just go back, rinse off, and repeat, and suddenly have an advantage. But they two minds, it seemed, about how they wanted to go about that one.
VG now may just have to rethink the way they play this game. These core items being up on LGD make it really hard as well to really fight into them. But that Spirit Vessel doing so much work already in that last team fight.
Yeah, and now you've got this Acceptor finished up on Chalice, and he's opting to go for the BKB, so realizing that they're going to hit their timing soon as well, so he wants to make sure that he's able to contest the fight, and now he's got a lot more damage coming through with that Ag Spinner.
VG not willing to try and contest LGD in their own jungle right now. Gonna leave them be. There is a 3-man rotation going down towards that mid lane, but you see LGD immediately kind of posturing around that area. But instead, they get TP up top. They'll go after a tier 2 tower. And there should be a positive trade. VG Gaming, they're not in a position to try and find the counter trade.
Liking this efficiency as well, making sure that standing in range, he's able to farm up this neutral camp at the same time as taking a tower. Rush, okay. So, liking this timing. They've got their ultimates back off cooldown. Interesting that Chalice opted to go for the wind lace, so it's clear that he's going to be focusing on farming and wanting to maximize his movement between the neutral camps, create some space for his team to farm in a safer spot in the lane.
Why not? CG though.
FY.
They're going to try and fight. FY is on the front lines ready to go. He's underneath the sentry. Oh, he's his own sentry. And they will get the Aegis Chalice. He picks it up. Gage is going to be there in FY with the Chain Frost. It's really not going to matter. Does a bit of damage, but the Lich will die.
Yeah. And that's the thing with these teams that are, you know, relatively even from an overall skill standpoint. Sometimes there are just matchups that work better for your team than others. You know, plenty of times where way back in like the TI3 days where Alliance were unstoppable and Fnatic, who were still just seemed to be able to take games off them where no one else could. So it might be a similar sort of thing with LGD coming up against Vici.
Does feel that way right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Should
under
note though,
attack.
Eurus does have that 10-second BKB charge up and running, so perhaps that'll be the difference maker in these near future engagements. You've also got the Deathswan already. So some big items coming up. LGD, they may have to be a little bit careful about how they position themselves now. Immediate smoke.
Smoke, I would like it a lot more if FY took this shrine as well, because right now with the ward vision that we've got, Chalice is playing very much blind. He's got FY to back him up a little bit. And see here, as he's capping it, he wants to make sure that he's got some level of safety. It's all visions on the top side of the map for which I don't know. I feel like it should be more towards bot. There's no objectives there to take anymore. No Roche, no tier 2 towers. It's all about mid and bot at this point. You can have the Prophet sitting as top side, keeping the making sure that Vici is not getting massive value, that's not able to take a tier 1 tower in response, because you can just easily TP down and join the rest of your team.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
VG Gaming just grouped up. They are going to start TP top to try and defend this bottom tier 2 tower. Chalice will stand his ground for now. Looks like that'll be it for LGD. They force the rotations, they back out again.
And that's the thing, you know, Old 11, he can just sit up here, continue to extend their lead, and become much more of a reliable core than Yang. He needs to fully commit if he's ever to join any team fight.
The mid lane, Somnus, he'll get out. I thought they were going to make the jump onto the Void Spirit, but the VG Gaming, they're just wasting a lot of time running around the map, just not getting anything.
And as well, he's nearly finished up that Aghanim Scepter. It's coming out to him now, so big power spike. Level 15, Resident Pulse has an extra 100 damage, and now as well, you're going to have that silence, which is really beneficial against people like Morphing, like the TA.
Oh, FY. Bot lane, he found Ori, gets the Bishop with the Meteor Hammer coming through, and that's going to be a long stun duration. Chain Frost is there, Ori, he is still melting, though he does get a bit of a heal off, but it will not be enough. He does get taken down on DY, he was right behind him, trying to help out, but he's going down as well.
He just accepted his fate, just stopped moving, he's like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah, let him kill me. And although Eurus is still top of the net worth on the Morphling, it just doesn't seem to matter at all, as LGD is starting to force down tier 3s now.
Yeah, it's got to transition into something, and without that BK being finished up, the Manta style, he becomes a lot more vulnerable to this Spirit Vessel.
Stampede can come through, Yang does get silenced up by Somnus. Call them down even there, just to kind of zone them out it seems. And Chalice will continue hitting away at that T3. He does still hold the Aegis as Astral Step from Somnus gets the Remnant onto Eurus. He will survive for now, but it's so much damage as PYW does die. Now Eurus comes in with that flat cannon of his own, but he's really not doing too much with it. Yang, he'll jump in with a hoof stomp onto X-Nova, and they do find that kill. Now, can they find the Gyrocopter a second time? Not quite, as Somnus jumps in again. Snowball save onto Yang, or rather the Morphling. Eurus, he will be able to waveform away. Chalice does get stunned up. They do find him a second time. Old 11 not done. He wants DY, but he will be able to get that kill as F1. I Spy Carapace with the double impale and the Remnant. They do kill off Yang. Ori is slowly ticking away. A very prolonged team fight going on.
Brings it back in.
Somnus jumps in with a beautiful resonant pulse and just cleans up too. And they are going to find the racks.
I mean, PYW's been playing this really well, but that decision right at the end there to include him inside the snowball was just signed as death warrant. Players coming through from both sides, VG able to somewhat defend their high ground, but yeah, again, until they finish up this Manta Star, well, actually, he straight up abandoned it. He's, Eurus is saying, I'm going to Rapier. This is how we're going to come back into this.
Rapier flat cannon. I guess that's the, are they really that, well, they are far behind. And they know it too, apparently. Like, they're 10k net worth behind. I didn't think we'd gone that far yet. I suppose Divine's the only way?
Yeah. I mean, they didn't use any buybacks on LD. That would be a potential comeback condition. And really, they're only going to get stronger. Oh, man. Getting the Orb of Destruction as well. Such value.
That's very nice. You'll hold it for now. Keep the Aquila.
Dire are scanning.
Maybe they even just give it to Somnus.
Could.
But the Somnus really needs it anyway. Like, his damage output is 10.
Poir's just farming up neutral camps with a Meteor Hammer while the Dire is sitting just to his right. That's when you know you're confident.
What not, right? Like, he's going for a dual scepter and an Agate straight after that. It's not very often you get to see it fight for these very, like, these real core items. But,
maybe his Rubik.
Well, his Rubik is, you know, another level. Yang jumps
on in.
Somnus jumps in. Aetherium does connect. Yang is big trouble. And with that Spirit Vessel, he just can't survive. It's PYW now.
Can't stampede away from that.
No, they definitely can't. They'll try and turn, but the cooldown is going to be there. PYW getting very low. They do fly back from Yang. Stampede is popped, and Eurus jumps in with flat. Y does go down, and now Somnus, he's a big kill. They do eventually find him, and LGD, they need to get the hell out of here. As Eurus is on the double, they are. Chalice gets close to going down, but not quite. And Old 11 will also be able to TP out in time.
Buyback coming through. The only thing going wrong for them is poor PYW getting chased by the missile and being picked off before he hits the fountain. Even the Stampede not enough to save him, but they hold the high ground. It's still in a 10k net worth lead, but he's starting to tip back down in terms of the win probability.
Perhaps, you know, maybe that Divine Rapier is going to make all the difference. Like, if Eurus can really just get that space to flat cannon everyone with a Divine Rapier, it's not exactly like these LGD heroes are really tanky. Quite frankly, they're not. They're quite squishy. So it's seems like the play. If you can win a team fight like that, you can definitely win with the Divine, and he does buy the second relic. He's not kidding around.
Yeah, and they've got a ton of minus armor now, especially. So getting a bit of luck themselves with the Orb of Destruction sitting on TA right now. So she'll get her level 20, maybe even go for the additional -4 meld armor reduction.
A lot of minus armor, but DY again almost fine. Old 11 gonna hit you out in time. He'll be fine. Oh, LGD smoked up.
Oh, maybe he's going to go into the Meld Dispels. It's such value against the Soul Catcher.
Impale. Gonna be there from FY. Snowball gonna be there just in time from PYW, and they roll back in onto FY. But Dodge with the strong now. Call down coming through, but everyone avoids that as well. Yang falling low, but they do find excellent for first as Black Cannon charges do fly out from Eurus. He's then chased down FY. While Chalice getting PYW, Eurus does eventually finish off the Nyx Assassin. They are done. LGD again just moving forward. They are eventually going to take down Ori and not DY. The poor Lich, he's been left alone. He gets Sprout blocked and he is dead. A triple kill for Chalice.
It was a heavy commitment just to take down this Nyx Assassin, and in the meantime, look what's happening to your team.
Yeah. Honest with the Aether holding everyone down. Chalice does die. That is a huge death to have. But if Eurus dies as well, it's even bigger.
No buyback.
Aether Remnant, silence, and yeah, he's dead. This game could be over. Chalice is very happy with what he's seeing as someone's still looking for a way to jump to Yang. He's going to find one Rax. Like, not going to back off.
I don't think so. When you've got this Nature's Prophet, I think you've always got the potential to be able to take this down. We've got a solid 20 seconds. Bare minimum, we'll get this tower. Pair kit, though, might come in handy. Force them to commit.
The most annoying neutral item in Dota. And repair kit.
Thankfully, got nerfed a bit.
It still seems pretty well, though. Still going strong.
Well, that Crimson Guard's going to come in real handy against this Morphling, especially considering the gyrocopter morph that he's been targeting. Stop a lot of that.
Let's buy it out. How's the Divine Rapier timing going? He's 840 gold right now, so he's not too far off.
It's alright. I mean, waveform attacking targets is super value. We've got that Divine as well.
Of course.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Roche respawn time for LGD if they were looking to take it, although it seems like each you know what's happening.
LGD, they will smoke up. Do they go back into the Roche?
Okay, so they've gone for the melt armor reduction as well. Oh, they spotted out that smoke. They store it.
They've got the high ground FY. He's going to break the smoke and gets an impale off onto Lich Yang. Now the call down as well. They blow up here by W. You haven't got that tusk save anymore. And with that Yang getting caught by the Yules, they want to go after Ori though. That's their main target is Eurus. We'll jump in with the puck cannon again, but Ori's falling way too low. He got FY, but he's going to lose his own life as Chalice. He's getting better on himself, but he gets disarmed. He will adapt his strike, but at the cost of his own life, it seems. He waveforms away, but Sprout is perfect from all 11 as Somnus will jump in. They clean him up. No buyback available on the TA or the Lord. And there's a pick from FY.
Poor
in a 1v1, he says.
Yeah, poor Yang. He actually was really on point with where he wanted to blink in and stop the aggression coming onto that Morphling, but blinked right into a Void Remnant. And well, it meant it wasn't able to David Core, and great heads-up play coming in from Maybe to predict what was going to be coming.
Look,
Vici Gaming's turn to ban. Seconds remaining.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are here for the second draft of the second game of this best of 3 series between Vici Gaming and PSG.LGD. It is MLP Dota and Danog. Danog. PSG.LGD convincingly taking game number 1. What do you think Vici Gaming need to do differently in game number 2?
Question. I feel like it was just LGD playing really well as opposed to Vici playing poorly. It just felt like they were a little bit off their key time. If the 11 played absolutely out of his mind. I mean, we were in position 3 and he goes dealing items. I think he had a vessel, a pipe, and a halberd. So they're not like, you know, Maelstrom or all the other crazy things that can go, and you have most kill involvements, and you have the highest net worth on your team. You've done a pretty damn good job. And I saw many team fights where he would just sprout the centaur, and there was nothing they could.
It was pretty darn nice. The man is no nature's prophet, and he shows us why once again. And Vici Gaming respectfully banned it out, and rightfully so. I just don't think it's a very safe idea to give that man that hero. And perhaps without the profit in the game, they might have a better chance of winning.
Yeah. I'm sure most teams are really hoping that Mars makes its way through to that, but I think it's just such a strong versatile hero. I'm honestly a little tired of seeing it just because it's always picked up in Chinese Dota. Like, well, I would be stunned if there was ever a draft where it wasn't banned, that it made its way all the way, no one picked it up.
And now, you weren't around when we were casting the Disruptor Naga Siren Chinese meta. That was literally I mean, that was just disgusting. My God, that was literally every game. Still, I do agree. Mars is a bit overpicked. It's so often you see this hero being picked up. Will it get banned, Dano? I don't know.
Probably. It's too good. Underlord is a very odd space fan here for LGD, and it has to be noted, so even though they won game 1, since they lost the coin flip through the 1v1 mid, they still have pick priority, and they chose second pick, so they won't be able to round the draft out with this last pick overall.
Okay. Interesting, because you already talked about it, but the first series, everyone wanted first pick. Now everyone wants second. I get maybe second is the way to go. The top teams in China seem to think so.
Oh. 10 seconds remaining.
It'd be League of Legends.
Vici Gaming's turn to ban. Seconds remaining.
It is indeed bad. You know, on top of what you said, Dan, I'd like to ask you something completely away from this game. How soon do you think we see a huge patch drop? Because I've had quite a few Mortal friends telling me they think it's coming very, very soon. And I'm kind of getting the same vibe. Like, it does seem like the meta is very, very stale right now. And it seems like there needs to be a huge shake-up.
Well, we're nearly approaching that time where it would be, you know, that last big patch before CI, right? Still in the DPC schedule. I think now's around the time that the 4th major would be played. And so, you know, you've got 1 major technically left. Don't think it's going to happen for obvious reasons, but I wonder if Valve will have, like, in their long-term plans, like, their set timetable of, right, after this we're going to release a big patch, after that time we're going to release a big patch, or if they're much more flexible now that they're not locked in 20 particular dates.
You never know though with those majors. You know, Australia appears to be doing pretty well with the current pandemic. They could send it over to Sydney or Melbourne. We could do it. We could probably get it done. But, you know, any major or minor tournament organised. We have pretty nice hotels, don't we? Oh,
PSG.LGD.
Can't complain all too much when you've got 2 weeks free at a 5-star hotel.
I'd say I'd rather that. You know.
You can still play WoW.
You
You can still play WoW.
Oh, that's alright then. BT Gaming, they do start off their draft. The Death Prophet does come out. Unsurprisingly, LGD, back to the Shadow Demon. They love seeing this hero.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, it's pretty good against the Death Prophet, you know, unless you go, well, honestly, even if the BKB, right, if they don't, just disrupt her and walk away. If she does, alter and walk away. You know, what can you really do about it?
10 seconds remaining.
Fair point. Not really much you can do.
5
Because X-Nova played a fantastic Shadow Demon last game. It makes me wonder, do you go back into the Ninja Assassin now for FY, or do you pick up the Tusk, which we know, you know, he's a Tusk King. It's not rocket science.
He's a Tusk King. And it's an Oracle Cup as well.
I don't mind seeing the Oracle with DP. It's pretty nice, you know.
I like Brewmaster. I like that people are trying out a few new things. Like we talk about stale meta, Brewmaster ain't stale. He's got a few little buffs. Just don't know if he's quite there yet, especially as a position 3. Maybe going to like the style that's did where they would play it as a position 5, just because really all you want is your ultimate, and there's a lot more experience now on the map, the outposts, that it might be viable.
I'd love to see it. Again, if you're going to run a position 5 Brewmaster, would you not just rather run a Pod or Brewmaster and just put the Shadow Demon in the position 5?
10 seconds
Yeah, sure. I didn't mean this draft specifically, just in general.
Right, just in general.
5 seconds remaining.
We see the Respect Rubik ban. Why won't have that available to LGD? I bring it up again. You've got an Oracle, you've got a DP. Do you want to just get rid of the Troll right now? Is that too big of a headache to deal with? It's too much value, right, when you have Troll, Oracle, and DP in the same team?
I suppose, but yeah, you don't really want to play Troll into this Vichy lineup either, just because you can get fake beat and straight disarmed, and then what do you do? You know?
That is fair. LGD, we're gonna have a long think about it. In fact, this team spent a lot of time on this 5th ban.
Think of what they want to do. Maybe something that allows them to have extra catch, so that if the DP does get crowd control or slowed, that you can still act on effectiveness of this exit. Like I mean, Clock's not great in this. Void Spirit's still fine to me. But maybe it's a bit early and pick it up. But I think it's still safe to ban out some of the counters we would be wanting to come up against.
PSG.LGD.
Or Bat Rider apparently is what they don't want to have to pick again in this matchup. I get one of those bans where it's like you just yeah. LGD, assumedly picking up that position 4 now.
VG Gaming's turn to pick.
No, fair enough.
Shouts
Terribly.
to- I mean, it's a great combo with a shotgun, right?
Yeah, obviously just free loot never hurts.
It's for real estate.
Free real estate indeed, and the Terrorblade has this comeback as of late. better as well. It's just seemingly very nice as a position 1. They can farm if you give it enough space. Beachy, however, they respond with a tiny.
Alright, some different thing here. Trying to reshape the meta themselves as opposed to just go on the same thing over and over again.
You don't might see the tiny though, right? Into the Terrorblade, just huge amounts of magic damage. Doesn't really care for the armor of that Terrorblade.
Yep.
10 seconds remaining.
You can pop people safely, as well as enemies to a vulnerable position. Get them out of range for the Shadow Demon save if you're really on point. And then you've also got the great burst potential coming out of the Oracle in combination with the Dark.
Gaming's turn to pick.
There it is. Tusk King is here. FY does pick it up for himself. Can't blame him. Got plenty of nice combos there with the Terrorblade and the Brewmaster. Should be.
They're going to need some more damage though, on BD, that's for sure. These team fights. You don't want to. That's the biggest risk with Terrorblade. Popping meta and then not being able to fight afterwards. It puts your supports, you F1 and Auto in a really difficult position if they're really trying to overextend and make something happen. So there needs to be someone else that can pick up and able to do that.
Uh-oh. There's the Morph coming out now. This looks like a very strong draft from Ichi. Being able to morph into turn, I'll take that metamorphosis for yourself. With the Oracle to follow the false promise in case you're in trouble. Now they really need some damage.
10 seconds remaining.
Sure do.
5 seconds remaining.
Alright. Stay with me. Puck, Ag's Dream Coil, and Ag's Terrorblade. And they get the massive fear out and break all those coils and then use that to do the damage.
I guess that would be viable. Maybe we choose to require something like a Spirit Carrier here as well, right? Like you're playing against DP Oracle and more.
True.
I don't see a natural Spirit Vessel Carrier on the side of LGD.
Ban.
Can, but I feel like the way that they're going to want to play this is his looked at ASAP.
Right.
I'm surprised it's something kind of completely off tangent, but I'm surprised how few teams are picking up just a medallion of courage. I feel like it's such a value item these days with the team that's going on, and then even when you're not using it, they buff up the mana region that comes from it. So it's value in a lot of ways.
I agree
well with the Sentinel.
Yeah. Tour once again, Yang, he didn't have the greatest performance last game, so they give him another chance. Try and make this Sentinel work. LGD, more importantly, still needs some very, very strong kind of mid pickup here, with heaps of damage output to really deal with what Vichi's bringing.
5 seconds.
5 seconds left.
No reserve time, or 1 second reserve time, and there it is. Again? Alright, that works.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage. Again, you've got these heroes that have a lot of high base HP. DP likes to build a decent amount. Centaur is the hero, incredibly high strength gain. And then if the morphing starts falling into strength, you've got a Soul Catcher to deal with it. So X Nova, I'm not sure how much actual damage he did in the last, but I'm sure it was a ton. Got a ton of stats off and did a lot of that Soul Catch damage. I think it's counted as remove boosted damage, not show up on the damage chart. But he did a ton of work, and I think we'll probably see it again.
Kind of begs the question, why go back into the Centaur morph up against the Shadow Demon?
Maybe just thinking that he was kept out of this game by the Prophet, and now that it's not there, you don't need to worry about the Sprout. I suppose you still do need to be worried about, similarly, Old 11 just comes in by ults and then passes you in the air, and then again, it's very much a similar sort of thing.
It is very similar in that way. Like, yeah, still probably gonna have a pretty rough time up against Old 11 here on the Brewmaster. So many ways.
He's looking very effective.
He is. He's in the Christmas spirit. It was good to see.
Christmas in April.
Why not? We're in lockdown after all. Daniel, you've got to Gotta get something going on.
And it is getting colder here as well, so that Northern Hemisphere Christmas Bible spirit that's going on, like us going down to the beach Christmas.
There's a very, very nice color on the turret blade, by the way.
But his face is just gone.
Game number 2. Kendichi pulled it back and forced for game 3. Or will LGD finish the night off a little bit early? And I'll take this 2-0 like last time. You know, I need to ask you again, Anog, because I was a bit late with the draft, but whose draft do you favor this time?
Let's see how this team fight goes. Then I'll give buckets.
Typically engaged here. Smoke has been broken. My fortune 10 coming out. The disruption is there. Did my 5-man avalanche also coming up from PKW. So many 5-mans, but LGD, the real 5-man, finding the first blood. And again, it's on Somnus.
LGD got this easy, man. Like, I've thought it from the very beginning. It was just an easy game for it. It was nice to look at. 5-man Oracle, 5-man done.
It was.
I think it was a 5-man Crypt Swarm as well from the DP. So you see up there on the damage chart.
It was pretty darn nice. Gaming an unfortunate start there. We'll see if they can avoid repeating the same issues last games.
And
Seems like
a little different here. Look, the lane setup. We've got all the living going top.
I don't see what they've done an aggressive tri lane this whole time.
Seems, but it looks like they might have scouted it out. With they're starting to walk towards the side.
It'll start rotating down now on the centaur. Chalice and FY can be there. They could go for a very, very quick secondary kill now, but DY is being very careful with his positioning, not leaving that opening away.
They had a new vision of that. That's great presence of mind. Be able to skate it out and start that movement really quickly. You don't want to giving up your TP so early.
It was a very nice read.
Outside.
FY gonna be there when Usopp is gonna be there early. It's not something you see too often, like the one hoof stomp is really something I haven't seen in a very long time, but Yang being forced to level it up.
And look, rest of the world being here, really wanting to just grab his creep wave and put away so that he can continue farming soft.
Two creeps for himself. You might be still being a little bit frustrated. Doesn't have the one toss.
For him, he's going to be able to at least farm underneath the tower because no matter Giving another good start here to Somnus, getting that first blood, getting the kill, Granted, sharing a bit of the experience with two other heroes on his side. That's what you want early on. And BP sitting down in 7th place on the net worth.
Well, now again, trilaning bot. Ready to go. They know it's only 2 heroes down here, but who do they want to jump on? Yeah, Yang. No disrupt coming out. FY will show himself, and that will give Chalice some space to live in peace. We'll say X-Nova again. Gonna try and rotate mid for a little bit. Power Rune was already secured by PYW.
So important now, considering that the 2-minute runes don't exist anymore. Minutes just becomes even more value.
It does feel like if you miss out on the 4-minute power rune, you just end up losing mid. Like if you're a bottle carrier, it's pretty rough if you don't get it.
That, and then also just the fact that it feels like if you lose mid more often than not, you lose the game. It's just so these days with experience being at such a
yeah, absolutely. Somnus is having such a great old time in the mid lane though. Like, he's finding an even better start than last time, out-leveling Ori at the moment. Top lane, however, Old 11 does finally drop as Eurus and PYW do take him out. Eurus falling very low, but does get a nice sound from his friend. Bot lane, DY ends up going down to Chalice now, who does pop Metamorphosis.
URW did have PP available, so not going to punish the Metamorphosis this time, but at least this time House is going to get some value. Probably going to leave him a little bit more alone as well, or maybe go for a backstab here onto this foot.
Good try, Yang. Hitting well back, and it looks like it's going to be in the mid lane. Softness, Avalanche toss from PYW. Doesn't have Ash Step yet, but a very nice remnant. And it worked. Just really burst down the Void Spirit. Now Snowball from FY. Not going to really lead into anything, just defensive one. And while that was happening, Chalice ends up dying.
Ooh. I cannot be doing that, unfortunately. And yeah, I mean, for all this attention that's being committed onto Solnus, he didn't go down. The Resonant Pulse, insane value for the physical damage block. That's really going to hurt X-Nova though.
It is, and Eurus also ends up finding another kill on the Old 11, so LGD is starting to kind of fall apart in this early game. It's very, very different to last game.
Somnus.
Yeah, getting jumped, Avalanche toss, and PYW will have enough damage to take him out.
As well, if it was literally a second later, Void Spirit just finished up his level 6, so he would have been able to zip himself away. PYW, he's been on long.
He has. He's going to fight FY. Doesn't really have enough mana for the Avalanche toss combo anyway, so won't bother. They buying a lot of space this time for the morph for Ori on that DP, and both of those two are at the top of the last hit. PYW, he just won't stop roaming. He's already got Tranquils up. He's moving so darn quick.
I'm confused.
Yes.
I just have a Glimmer Cape. A Quality Blade on the time.
You're the analyst, Anna. I'm
Yeah.
simply here to ask you questions.
I can't tell. See why he's going to go down. Yeah, nice commence done, but no.
Now the jump. Yeah. Oh, another nice. Somnus is so on point with the remnants. Pop, they're diving tier 1s. They don't care, but Old 11 even popping P1W across the map. They're not going to lose yet. Snowball going to be there from FY. Brings his buddies along. But you, I mean, like on your other question with the Felon Blade, maybe it's just good for farming. Like position 4s need farm too.
I feel the way you're going to get your farm though is by participating in bias, which he has been doing, and he's been doing it really well. I don't think you want to be maxing out or getting any points really in the tree grab.
That's true. Old 11 gonna get jumped mid. He does have X-Nova around with disruption. Disruption will be cast on the DP, though you do have pulse on PYW. He's just trying to get close enough, but he ends up getting X-Nova. And now Somnus moving in. They want this free tiny kill. Remnant gonna be there. Fate's Edict from DY. Block out a lot of that magic damage. Now there's 4 again from PSG.LGD. They just love doing this now. They just want to fight as 4 or 5 constantly.
Dire's top tower.
Could just be PTSD from Nature's Problem game. He's just like, I gotta get the Quelling Blade to deal with it, I gotta run away.
Map goes quiet again. LGD just roaming the map, trying to find openings. Looks like X Nova will be caught out by PYW, though no toss comes out. So Eurus not able to capitalize on that Shadow Demon. Maybe they go after the TB that rotated top.
And Airport's going for a brawl style here, finishing up phase boots first and foremost, and only then starting to go into the bottom after.
This is a very aggressive build. Avalanche, top lane, X Nova gonna get caught with the toss. Should definitely be dead. Disruption is gonna be there on Eurus, just won't matter. But he does have meta popped on Eurus right now, so this is a very dangerous time. He's trying to fight this old 11. Couldn't even split. It was 7 seconds on cooldown, and Ori did pop the DP ultimate, so they are gonna go ahead and push tier 1 tower.
He's going to get there just in time. It is not interrupted. It looks like the Centaur will be able to cancel that attempt to take the game first. So, some experience to go on both ways.
It's quite scary for LGD though. Like VG Gaming, they find themselves at a 2k advantage. They seem to be just getting everything off the map. As I say, LGD taking stacks off the side, the double hoof stop coming out from Yang into the double avalanche, and the toss. FY does go down.
Yeah, good for that full replay, taking the stacked up kit up there, but again, just these rotations have been really on point. He's about to hit to his level 6 as well. Yeah, increased armor just to enable himself to stay around in these team fights, or could just continue to back the top. Yeah, keep on.
Why not? Getting low.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You've gone for a different build than last time. Just going into the phase boots before wanted to go that brawling style as opposed to going up for the regen.
Bottom tower is under
So dealing with that shadow poison is going to be a little bit difficult.
He does have Hood of Defiance up now though. Maybe
Radiant's bottom
maybe the key now for Yang to deal with all that's coming in from LGD. See how he does deal with it. I wouldn't mind seeing a pipe coming out from VG Gaming this game as Somnus. Gonna connect Yang, he'll pop the Stampede. Remnant is gonna be it, however, and now Chalice comes in.
This is bad for VG.
Could be if they get caught. D1 might be the only one to die. In fact, he fortune's end and will survive. Just running away, Chalice trying to find a target. They don't actually find anybody.
LGD, they're going to need to commit though, because they popped them officers. You can't just use that and then go back to farming their gun.
Definitely not.
middle tower.
They will go big on tier 1. I suppose if they do find the tower, it's all worth it. But the TPs are coming in. VG Gaming, they're not willing to let this go down. PYW is there on the tiny. Yang has to get back, and now Somnus does jump in, but a nice avalanche toss. Somnus needs to get the hell out now. But old 11, he can't prime
TP's
split.
in the air.
He is in the air, can't really do much in the air like that, but getting low, but not really low enough. Old 11, he just doesn't have any damage output. None of them do.
I think that's the thing though, we just want him to be that front line and he's not going to go down. And yeah, nice block off from F5, they got the tier 1 tower, mission accomplished.
But then how do you defend this your own mid tier 1?
Don't even need to pop the X if you don't want to. Already, he's sitting up there with nothing pop all that time. Going to continue the pressure down on the bot side. Charles up here. He's doing a good job with the base his team created for him, and finally, VG having to put back.
Is under attack.
It's good news for LGD. when we talk about the later stages of the game, like, who do you think it favors? Because you are up against a Morphling DP if you are LGD. Does the Terrorblade at all outscale the Morphling?
I mean, it can. There's different like peaks and troughs with it as well, and I think the DB, because of all of physical damage, it's much more dependent. Because Morphling, he can be basic, can morph away, and you know, form. So it's all about the lock, basically, of the rest of your team. And yeah, your job is just to sit there and be right-clicking, but you're not going to win the game on your own.
Bot lane gonna start being pushed in now from VG Gaming. Eurus got a double damage turn on Morphling. I'm making it very, very quick.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Mid lane. LGD, where are they going? Remnant won't latch, or he runs into it. Nobody's there anyway.
Something, because this bot lane, it's being pressured a little bit. No quick wave there just yet. But XO is back with that in mind, just to protect it up. But yeah, and rotation coming through PY, he's come on onto this upside to protect the tier 1, although he could get going on here from FY.
PYW Snowball gonna be there, doesn't really land at the end. FY Shards gonna land, but he has help now. Old left has the primal split if necessary. He may need to use it, but Hoopstomp comes in time. He's falling low. Fortune's End comes in, and he will end up using it in the end just before the avalanche. How do they capitalize?
Somnus is waiting in the wings.
Gonna latch onto the Centaur, but no, they're not really looking to make the play. Instead, they want Ori. They found the DP, but the silence is there onto Somnus and Yang. He will eventually clean up Old 11. And LGD able to find 0 out of that first primal splitters. They moved mid onto Eurus now, but Eurus just continues taking that mid tier 1. Snowball gonna land. Now Chalice comes in. That's a Metamorphosis pot.
Yeah. See that he's not worried about his damage. They've got plenty of damage on VG Gaming right now. They've got a bit more of an aggressive build on the Centaur, and he just needs to make sure he survives right now. Eurus taking that waveform right.
Is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Alice is gonna get nothing out of this meta. He's gonna go to farm. They get the bots he want thanks to the reach creep. Well, GD, I'm not really sure what their game is here, but it's not working. That's for sure. You're getting to the point now where you're just gonna have the full Ethereal Blade coming out. In fact, I think he buys it.
Outburst of aggression happening here. He's in trouble.
Can they kill him though? He's so darn tanky on the Sentinel, they actually can't. Sharp FY, he's gonna go back by himself. They just can't finish the job.
Value Hood of Defiance coming through. Just as well as the active.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Certainly does save Yang Hawk who finds this game. They go again. This time around, maybe they get him. Aetherman does connect, but no, they just can't do it.
I don't mind the attempt because they know the DP still doesn't have an ultimate for the next 35 seconds. So they can try and make something happen without the being turned around on. So
Perhaps this the Spirit Vessel will make all the difference now. Like Somnus does have one up. Maybe that's it. Maybe needed.
yeah, and now you've got this key timing to deal with on VG's side. You've got the E-Blade available, so Somnus, he doesn't have the most agilities. Can get popped really easily if he's caught out of position.
And Somnus, no, he doesn't get blown up. Snowball is there. That's ready with the save, though. Nice remnant coming out from Eurus. Somnus needs to run. He barely survived. 20 HP as that adaptive strike hit.
Yeah, one of the benefits of having a so that vitality boost really saving him in the end.
He did. No, LGD, how do you like attempt the next team fire?
Dire's top tower.
Obviously, Chalice needs the BKB up before they try for anything.
He's gone for the movement speed as well, wanting to speed up his farm. Super helpful, against this line have here on VG's side. Just got that full farming efficiency right now. Even having the dominated Wolf follow him around, just a little bit of damage for increase. So yeah, I'm liking seeing this little bit of a different style. We're talking before about the meta is a little bit stale. There's not much different going on, but you know, this is probably as close to a 4 Protect 1 strat that you can get.
Yeah, it certainly seems to be the case. Like, LGD are really just trying to protect Chalice. Keep him safe, keep him fun. Eurus is basically receiving the same treatment. In fact, Eurus may jump on to Somnus and blows him up. Not great news. So Somnus is really starting to drop off on this Void Spirit now. Start invading the jungle. PYW trying to target for himself, but couldn't quite get there.
He's first look dagger, and importantly for LGD, I wonder if they respond at all trying to take this outpost in Radiant Jungle. Up forward.
That they will. Ori, massive kill on the DP, and now with that meta, they want to move forward, keep going for more, and get that outpost back before that 20-minute mark. So Old 11 will take care of that. Yang, you're not going to jump back in, but PYW, you can avalanche from a mile away.
Someone else putting him, I think. Oh no, he should still get it. Shots before.
Oh, nice shots from FY. But there's nothing really there to capitalize with. So FY going to smoke up with his team. They're going to try and move mid.
Able to pick off anyone though. They don't. Oh, terribly. They're going from they're tanking zero.
Got that Spirit Vessel though, and Yang, he's not as tanky as we want for him. Avalanche tossed back in, and now the time for who to stop Yang. I don't think he really wanted to be tossed back into the team fight, and he does go down. Now they'll find the Oracles. Well, DY couldn't get in range for False Promise. And LGD want to capitalize as Old 11. Gonna try and get that tornado off onto Ori, and he does find it in time. PYW, what are you gonna do about it? Disconnect and LGD, they don't want to dive any further, it seems. They'll take it off.
Yeah, shame. Would not be playing so well up until this point and just throwing Yang back to his death. So it's a rotation to be able to even get those 2 kills, considering that Alice was there for none of it, creating a lot of space for the team. So team creating a lot of space for him and finish up this KB. So 50 seconds. They will probably have a lot of their skills available. Almost still be about another 25 seconds after that point, but still plenty of objective to take on the map.
But Vici, they're going to try and force a fight. They're going for the Roshan now. It's a process for Vici, but it'll eventually get done. The question really is LGD going to try and fight this? So,
and escape it a bit with this. You know what's happening? This is a contest.
20 seconds away from that medal. This is not seemingly the fittest time, as Roshan is very low now. They need to make a play right here, right now. They're going to be more illusion in. Delay it. Meta, 8 seconds. He needs a bit more time. PYW, Avalanche toss is very complicated now. Sunday's going to be there with the snowball fade from FI, and Ori's already down. Now they found another in the form of Yang, though no. False Promise is there in time, but DY, he will lose his own life. Not yet trying to run away. He'd make it. Probably not. Spirit Vessel is ticking him away, and Old 11 is on top of him. Though Hoofstomp's going to be there. For now, Eurus, he really doesn't want to die. So YW also dies.
It's going to be a team wipe.
It's going to be a full team wipe, it seems, as Waveform TP, Eurus trying to get away. Remnant Somnus! How does he keep hitting it like this? I don't understand. How does he continuously hit them over and over again?
Just a beast, you know. Oh, the immortality picked up by Chalice there. And it's just the perfect use of the meta. Realizing they had only, 20 seconds left as they were starting that team fight. They send a Brewmaster in, he gets the Cinder Brew off, slows them down, scares them off. He's still got the Primal Split if they need to try and get a bit more of a defensive position. allows the team at the time, that's exactly where you want to be popping the meta, because as you saw, one team fight, and then you can instantly transition it into another objective. So it's two birds with one stone.
It's massive, and that's actually, I believe, yeah, it's been a while, but LGD now do take the net worth lead. Only by 1k, but they were 4k behind. So,
and Bo3 Plus feeling a lot more confident with their chances now.
Wow.
Oh, it even had an uptick there, so nearly at 9%.
I guess it's due to the even the Eye of Skadi buffs on the TB, right? Like against the Morph, he's really gonna hate that Eye of Skadi from Chalice, and he can already afford an ultimate orb now. Gonna go ahead and grab one for himself.
I'm just going to be getting to 15 very, very shortly. It's been a value for him, some more damage to start out these teams.
Smoke it.
There we go. Level 15. Didn't tally. There you go. He's got Resonant Pulse damage. Yeah, he just wants to maximize on that because he's built it into the Scepter. Basically, carbon copy of the last game. Just needing to go that Crystal Tower on the Yule Scepter as well for the additional setup, because it's a little bit different now, right? You want to make sure that it offers more start to toggle anything.
Radiant's
Rotate mid. FY does have blink up now on Yang. Fortune Z already going to be committed. This is not good news as FY. Going to get nice shards on, but they are fighting on the lower ground.
Nice shots, not perfect. It's just about a tiny bit of you're so close to level tick and BKB, so he's going to come up here, get this way pushing underneath the tower, and then try and team, or just continue the push, keep the pressure up on the top side of the map.
Dire's top tower.
It's like
And it's the
Eurus will
ladder.
continue.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Chalice forcing them mid. They've got that siege creep up. Glyph already been committed by Gaming.
Ready to go.
Can they do it this time with that BKB? I wonder.
See,
Jump in.
back here.
PYW, Avalanche Toss, the disruption is from X-Nova. Alice does Thunder, walks away, but they block X-Nova now. Just one shotgun blast. FY, he can jump in now. Yang actually getting a nice fix on Chalice. He's in huge trouble. He will lose his Aegis.
Just better.
And BKB for that matter, and now he will. Primal Sweep down from old 11. They jump onto Eurus, but he waveforms away, so instead we'll go on to Yang, and Yang really isn't as tanky as he wants to do. Still, False Promise will be there, but they use it off rather than just the Decrep as Ori will be able to walk out, but here comes Thomas once again, just diving, finishing off Yang. Where you go now? Eurus getting snowballed.
Oh, so much damage.
He's gonna by P1W, Avalanche Toss, but it's not enough to finish anyone off. Now, FY shards are going to be there, won't hit on anyone, but Somnus in the background, just cleaning up.
Yeah,
What else
what a
can you
great
say? Like, they're just outplaying everyone, it seems, LGD.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's how close the Chinese don't see it, is that you have two really good teams here, and it's not like it's a massive outdraft either way. It's just outplay coming from LGD right now.
Has fallen.
They'll leave the T3, they're not going to push any further. But honestly, once you have that Eye of Skadi on Chalice, like, I don't see how you fight any longer with this Morphling.
Yes,
Seems too tough.
they did as well as they could. You know, they went in at a great time, getting the level 18 and the BKB picked up for the Morphling. They popped the Shadow even at the very start of that team fight, so it didn't have too much impact, and still able to turn it around using Aegis to maximum effect.
What lane? PYW. Getting caught out by himself. Trying to shut the way, but Somnus was there.
Yeah, the thing that, you know, there's another little box started as well for the game here with only 2,000 gold away from that instead of being picked up by Somnus.
Probably Eurus. Caught, he'll be okay. But yeah, I agree. Once someone else has that axe, it's things become a lot more complicated. He'll have it soon. Very, very soon, in fact. I guess that's the push timing of LGD. Like, you get the axe, then you say, okay, now we could try high ground. Maybe get a road gun in between. You know, just get everything you can and then go.
Yeah, LGD is something really aggressive. They have the luxury, though, with this small league, to do a little bit of neutral farming. They've got some tier 3 items that they haven't yet, and those could be really important.
Has fallen.
Maybe have time to go for them now. You see Ori now with his own BKB up on the DP. What matters will be a
Mindbreaker.
Oh, great.
It's a nice one to have.
Oh, Paladin Sword as well. That's beautiful, isn't it? How the winning team always finds a Paladin Sword?
Sure, it's not related at all, right?
Seems to always happen.
All right.
LDP, low ground.
Fighting a weird spot.
They are, but they're
This is-
confident. And getting caught out again on the set for Chalice. He does commit BKB now. Just moving on to Eurus. Now Ori. No, they want Yang. But Stampede will be popped. Still, they'll just set on DY. They also do find PYW or no? No, they don't. But they do get Ori in the Cyclone with the Remnant coming out from Somnus. Buyback is from DY, but doesn't matter. Yeah, got a nice Somp off. Eurus cleans up Somnus. But how do you deal with this terrible Chalice? He's still mad fighting Eurus. He's really not tanky at all. They false promise, but he's going down. DY also loses his life for the second time as now. Adaptive Strike will at least pop the Terrorblade out. But Eurus is down. It's Yang against the world, and Yang is dead. An ultra kill coming up from Chalice. It wasn't even a contest for Chalice.
No, and well, FY just showing like he's the Tusk King, getting the perfect offs the team fight, fighting exactly on their terms, and even then at the very end, making sure that we're able to clean up Yang for that team fight.
PYW? Oh, okay. Avalanche can't speak away. Alright.
Radiant's top
He's just trying to delay it for as long as possible, but even now you've got the DP resident still 70 fast on the exorcism cooldown. She was able to get the Yor 7 or the Black King bar off, which was a massive loss for their team.
That is really problematic. LGD though, they're going back up. Nothing to really try and force in. Of course, there's a repair kit available on VG Gaming, and that's another neutral item. Every losing team gets a repair kit. Every single time, without a doubt.
Well, they both got repair kits, so
Alright.
someone's got to be a winner. The Spider Leg is Effort's favorite neutral. See it pick it up on every angle here, regardless. Especially when you're doing things like the task, right? You just want to be able to maneuver yourself to get these clutch safe.
I think spider legs are probably one of the most undervalued neutral items right now.
Yep. You don't need to dodge your boots, which is great. First, the items are particularly like, I don't know, TA, for example. It's a super late game.
But it supports, like, just being able to get that perfect positioning of just dragging, like, just kiting so well. It'd be infuriating for the opponent. FY. One of those gods of Dota.
So, we've got level 20 now on Void Spirit.
Oh,
so, Astral charge time reduced.
That's
Damage time. Acceptor picked up.
and now if you're Vici, how do you fight it to this? Look, I keep Eurus is going for a Divine Rapier again. It's happening again.
I like the guts to be able to do it, but he needs to have it now because this TB doesn't buy back, and you need to be able to punish it. And I just don't feel like got the damage to be able to do that.
Not while Chalice has a Satanic up, that's for sure.
Literally need to 100 whip, and you can't really do that if there's a morph.
Oh, Eurus. He's caught out. Do they have the damage in time? It looks like they might. Eurus, he gets a false promise from DY. And now it's just Havoc. As everyone jumps in, DY, it will not save you from a Terrorblade, sir. He does go down. And now Ori. Poor old Ori. pops the BKB, uses the Yules. The Chalice says, I don't care.
No buyback. Sitting on about 30 gold before the death, now down to 4. Awfully dark even in the Phantom part of him as well.
How good is Office Guard?
It's pretty good.
Seems good. Now, LGD going to claim their first tracks of the game. They may as well just go for a secondary. They've got time on them. No, even if they didn't, they'd have plenty of damage output. Yang moving forward. That is a very dangerous position, Yang. And he is going to pay for it, or maybe not. A stun, the M5 with the chance will secure the kill. And at least Yang will kind of force them back. They won't get a secondary Rax.
Out the some of the buybacks, but no, there was none. Man, it's looking very similar to their previous series, where again 2-0 in LGD's favor. Now, what perfect time here to secure the Roshan straight afterwards.
It really is perfect. I imagine Chalice will probably... In fact, they're going to give it to Summons, which is also fair enough, because Chalice really isn't dying. Like,
he can use the cheats. He can move his wand.
Aegis to Summons, Chalice leaves the cheat. I don't want it. Alright, LGD's lactose intolerant. They don't want this thing. X-Nova, do you want it, sir? Nope. Stinks in the Roshan pit. Oh, F9. What are you idiots doing?
We pick this up.
And we see a smoke.
Come on. Oh, maybe that's why I'll just hold. I don't mind it. But gives it to
Well, PYW, Yang jumps in, but going in blind right now. I just don't know about this. Yang's dead. Or he's popped his BKB with X's, but he's gonna find nothing out of it. And that's it. GG's been.
That feels like a little bit of a GG coming out from Ori, I'll be honest. Yeah, it just felt like from start was LGD's side.
They really did dominate. Like, we doubted that after game one,